better than you, and you know it. Diggity dog.
It's finally here. It's finally here in my hands.
Yeah.
What's going on, YouTube? It's NC, the place to be, children, Mr. Andy, giving you guys my review of AEW Fight Forever. We have been waiting for this game a long time. They even talked about this game before the company was even really officially ready to get going. Kenny Omega has been working on this game for a long time. I'm not saying Kenny Omega made it by himself. Obviously, with THQ Nordic and Yorks and all the companies, things like that. We have been talking about this game even when they had the press conference and they had the whole Steve Jobs turtlenecks and stuff going on. When they promised us that we're going to get like a No Mercy clone.
And what I've been hearing is that you fans want a game that's a little something more like No Mercy.
Especially with that being one of the most famous and probably one of the best wrestling games ever to reach, and that's WWF No Mercy. Well, it's finally here. AEW Fight Forever has released, and I got myself a copy. Now, this review right here, I have played the PS5 version. My review is going to be based off the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I went out and got the Nintendo Switch version of the game only because of how my life is set up, okay? So, I played the PS5 version of the game, and I've also played the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I have it on Switch, and there's a lot of things that I do want to talk about when it comes to the game, give you guys my review of it, and how I feel it plays on the Switch compared to the PS5. And like I said, I'm always on the go. The way my job is, and the way, you know, with me having kids and me being married and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that just because you're married and have kids don't mean you can't play on the PS5, but the way it's set up, I wouldn't have got as much gameplay in if I got it just on PS5 opposed to not getting it on Nintendo Switch. I can take my Switch with me and play it on the go and get as much build up as I possibly can. So quick, right off the bat, it feels like No Mercy. It feels like that good get up and pick up and play type of game. Even the controls are similar when it comes to a grapple, strong grapple, when it comes to blocking, strikes, when it comes to blocking grapples. You have a strike button, two strike buttons, punching and kicking, and there's a run button, going back to the run button opposed to hitting the back tabs of the button. And of course, you have the whole meter bar where your momentum climbs, and then this time you can get signatures, and you can have multiple different signatures and slots, and then you can taunt and get your special. It has that feeling of No Mercy to it with more update to it, but it's a pick up and go play, and it's something that you can really get your hands into and dive into it. And especially if you're a fan of those old school games of wrestling, then you'll fit right into the game. Also, it felt good on the PlayStation as it felt good on the Nintendo Switch, especially being in handheld mode. I love handheld gaming. I've been loving handheld gaming ever since I was a child with the first original Game Boy. So I have been trying to get wrestling games all along with my console systems, along with my handheld systems. And after the abysmal WWE 2K18 on Nintendo Switch, and they just stopped trying, AEW has given me that wrestling game that I loved to feel when it comes to the handheld. I'm not talking about Battlegrounds here. So with that No Mercy feel, I just say, like, it has different kind of matches that, you know, it has the whole little slide menu where you just go across and go to menu. Feel like No Mercy. They have the shop like where it was the Smackdown Mall that you had in No Mercy as well, and you can sit there and unlock characters, unlock them in the shop, so you can purchase them in the shop. Then, of course, when it comes to gaining all your money, that's really easy to do. You just play the game, and you'll be able to earn some good amount of money, especially when you first do your first matchup. You earn big bucks, and you can unlock Cody Rhodes right then and there. So I was really loving the feel of when it came to No Mercy. So right now, I'm going to give you guys my pros list, and as much as happy as I am, because I am a fan of the 2K series. Everything in 2K is not good. I do understand it's repetitive, but I am a fan of the 2K series. I'm a fan of Smackdown vs. Raw series. I'm a fan of all wrestling games except the Raw series, okay? I will tell you that right now. I am a fan of all the wrestling stuff. Well, of course, not the certain things like Crush Hour, shit like that, but, you know, your actual wrestling games, but I was not a big fan of the Raw series. But anyway, with that being said, I do have a pros list and I do have a cons list. I am going to be as fair as I possibly can when it comes to this game and give you guys the things I did like and the things I did not like and what needs to be improved in updates coming forward. when it comes to my first pro, obviously it's the gameplay. The gameplay, I feel as though, is you can pick up and play type thing. You already heard me say that, but it's the thing that it's the fast paced, it's the arcadey style gameplay that I really enjoy. Where it's like there's no different kind of things. These 2 buttons for a finishing move, the stamina meter slowing you down. That very simulation based gameplay that 2K does is out of here. We are doing arcadey style gameplay. You can get beat down no matter how your momentum is going. You can be in danger in 1 minute, and then you do a couple of moves later, and you can be at your signature and your special. You know how the momentum meter works in these kind of games, and that's the one thing I do like, and that's the one thing I think was missing that we haven't done in a while. And it's just so easy to do with the simple buttons. Like if you know that A is run when you grapple, that means it must be Irish whip also. You just run to the corner, they jump on the top rope, and you can jump down on there. All that stuff is just makes it so easy for the gameplay, and just like in No Mercy, you just punch and you kick, and sometimes anybody can really feel for this game opposed to trying to understand how this thing works out. And I really think that is a bonus for AEW to actually bring that style of game back to their game, and I think it works out great for their game. And along with the other gameplay styles is the different things you can do inside with that gameplay with the different match types they have. So you can do 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-way or 4-way matches right now. Then when in the 1-on-1 section, you can do a normal match, a lights out match, or a falls count anywhere matchup. Falls count anywhere, you do, as simple as that. But the lights out match has me thinking about the fact of the weapons. These weapons in this game is beyond insane, and I love it. Okay, you could go and you can get a weapon from outside, under the ring, or into the crowd. And there they have, I believe, it's over 50 weapons so far. You can pick up anything from the skateboard, a ride around Darby on a skateboard, thumbtacks, bombs, pizza boxes. There's so much stuff that's underneath the ring other than just the traditional tables, ladders, chairs, and they have barbed wire baseball bats. And as soon as you come in contact with these weapons, they hurt, they sting, and you can see the impact. That's one thing I like about when the weapon falls and you do a move to that superstar on a weapon, then all of a sudden you can see like the impact of them falling on the weapon, opposed to like 2K was like you fall last, like okay, you fell on there, but did it really affect the health bar? This one, it does affect. Even if they fall on a broken piece of weapon, or they fall on a weapon that you ain't set up yet, you can see the impact. I like that. Same thing with the tables. You can set them up, put some people on the tables. You got flaming tables. There's all that stuff that you can still do from 2K that's in this game when it comes to weapons. Then you go on to some of the special matches, like the ladder match that they have. Unfortunately, you can only pull out just the ladders in that match. I hope you can pull out other weapons. I would like to see other weapons in there, because you can still use that, but do the ladder matches. But I get more into the ladder match and stuff also. But then you have the exploding barbed wire death match. It's nothing I've ever seen before, where you are in this matchup and there's a 2-minute countdown, and once the 2 minutes is up, the ring is going to explode. You guys have seen it before.
Woo! You know he did.
But it's electrified barbed wire. After you weaken your opponent down, you just run them in there. They start exploding. There's barbed wire tables on the side. You can throw them in there and they explode and everything. And you can see the blood coming from all over their body. It's crazy. And there is a new finisher that was just discovered, that if you have one of the ropes, you can actually toss them to the outside. There's an exploding barbed wire bid on the outside. But once that 2 minutes is done, the whole thing explodes. And it's a great visual sight. And they even got the whole botch explosion like they did back in Revolution.
Oh my God!
Those matches are insane, and it's something that I enjoyed playing when I was getting all my time in with that. Now the roster, I got that whole No Mercy feel roster. I think we only start off with about 47 characters, and then with the DLC and the pre-order bonus of Matt Hardy and Broken Matt Hardy and the FTR, I believe it's and the unlocker was about 50 or 50 plus, and then I think by in total, once this first round DLC comes out, it'll be about 60. So it's a good start for a roster, because the spending, like, I know in WWE we getting over like 250 superstars in that, but in this one it's a nice 50-person roster, which you are able to go and be able to try like all these people. Like I've played with half the roster so far. There are times in the 2K cycle that I don't even touch some of those wrestlers in there. I like them being in there for content and all the other stuff, but I don't even touch those wrestlers, to be honest with you, like actually play wise. This one, I'm actually going through the roster. I'm trying to say it. And me personally, I've been using Jade Cargill like crazy. Okay, so I have been keep using Jade Cargill. So that is one thing I do enjoy about that, and I enjoy the intergender stuff. I really enjoyed that. If I pick Jade Cargill, I could beat the crap out of Ricky Starks. I enjoy that. I enjoy that if I'm Nyla Rose, I can beat the crap out of Orange Cassidy, and vice versa. And I've been enjoying that. It's a video game, so it's just something that you guys we not take too seriously. It's another video game, and the women can bleed too. That's another thing that they haven't done in 2K, that the women can bleed in this game, because we've seen that match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, how extreme that was. Women can take the damage too and be in these kind of special matches, because it'll be kind of crazy that you're in this barbed wire matchup with women and they don't bleed. Like, come on now. So this thing is something enjoyable, and I love it. Road to Elite is their career mode or their story mode that you do. So when you go through it, it's kind of like in a way with No Mercy was you got to pick your championship. You got to pick anybody you wanted to go through Road to Elite. You get to go through the story mode. In Road to Elite, there's 4 blocks, because AEW has the 4 pay-per-views: the block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, which is from Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear. And in those blocks, you have like 3 different types of storylines you can go to in each block. You're only going to be able to go through one storyline per block as you're in there. And so it gives it the replayability that you can. Tony Khan calls you up at first to join the Casino Battle Royal. I actually won the first Casino Battle Royal when it first came out. Unfortunately, I do not have that footage on there while I was playing on my system. I was just playing in the handheld. I was enjoying Road to Elite. It's a simple story. There are different things you can do before you go to each show. You can go out and dine at the restaurant. You can sit there and you can play mini games, which I'll get to mini games in a minute. You can sit there. You can go to the gym and work out. You can go to different restaurants. You can sightsee. And as you're getting bigger up the car, you can start going to get some more points and skill points and more cash by going to Wrestle on Dark or Rampage before you go to Dynamite or before you go to the big show. So that's what it is. And like I said, for what it is, I was like, it's a decent little career mode for what, but I want to hold off on some of my other comments. Then we have the mini games. The mini games has been introduced into this game because we've had in old wrestling games, we've had mini games before that we did, especially in the Smackdown vs. Raw series. I enjoy the mini games. My biggest thing in here is I got 5 mini games. I don't know where the rest of these mini games are at. I don't know how to unlock the rest of the mini game. I've been trying to figure out. I thought if you win the mini game in Road to Elite, because the Young Bucks always got a mini game for you to do in Road to Elite, I figured that is the way you do it. But unfortunately, that has just not been the case. And I was just like, how do I got the 3 mini games that you start off with, then you did 2 DLC from the FTR pack, and I know you get more when the DLC comes out, but how do you get more of these mini games? How do you unlock them? Somebody please help. So those are my big pros with the game, but there are some things that I do not like about the game, and we can get into that right now. Okay, remember how I said that we got the match types? We got the ladder match, the exploding barbed wire match, the lights out match, the falls count anywhere, and the 2-on-2, 3-way, and 4-way. And that's it though. As long as I like the match types, they're limited, because even with No Mercy, there was a cage match. We see AEW with the cage right there. There's no cage match in this game at all. I know it's something that they probably can update later on down the line, and I'm hoping that they do that. But I'm saying, but right now, there's no cage match in the game. I'm like, I understand y'all played No Mercy. Y'all see how the cage works. I was just surprised that I understand that it probably wasn't no blood and guts or no stadium stampede. Even I know there's a kind of an online where you guys can do that, which I have not tried yet. But there is no type of cage match. The ladder match, in my personal opinion, is way too easy because what you call climb the ladder, you go up there and you hit the icon that's on there. You can just keep spamming that icon and you win the matchup. It's not on the level of easy as WWE Smackdown 2 Know Your Role, but it's knocking on the door. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to play complicated mini games, stuff like that. But once again, with it being fast paced, you can really just jump up the ladder also and go back up there and fight them down. But I can find a little bit more easier. I don't know. I guess it's more of an opinion type thing. When you're playing the exploding barbed wire death match, as I must say, I enjoy the match, but you're limited in the matchup because all you can do is just fight in the ring. You can't go up on the top rope. Obviously, you can't go to the outside, and I understand that because you got the exploding barbed wire bits on the outside, but you can't go to the top rope, and it's kind of like limit. You can't really grapple with them on the ropes, and I understand why the match is limited, but it is just a little bit limited. There's no, as much as AEW puts emphasis on the trios match, there's no trios match in here, so we can't do a 6-man tag. That's something that I'm pretty sure that they can update in a future update for the game, but as of right now, there's no trios matches. There's even no trios belts or mentioning of that in the first place. And as when it comes to tag team, only thing I could find was just a regular tag team matchup. There's no tornado tag teams or anything like that. Even when you do one-on-one matches, I know in Road to Elite you can do a man. You have a manager, but I don't see where you can do a manager out there in regular exhibition mode. Go back to the ladder match also. You can only do one-on-one in the ladder match. There's no tag team ladder match. There's no 3-way ladder match. There's no fatal 4-way ladder match. It's only one-on-one. But in the Road to Elite, you can do multiple men ladder matches, but that's only for the story. And I was like, okay, that right there is kind of like, a little bit to me. I was like, but once again, a lot of these things come from just playing the game for hours. I'm playing this game for about 4 days now, okay, and I've been trying to find different kind of things that can help this thing out, but it's still just a one-on-one thing. Falls count anywhere matches. So I love a good falls count anywhere. I love going all over the arena, and like in No Mercy, when you get to go back to the backstage and fight in the different rooms, the locker rooms, the pool halls, all those kind of different arenas that you can fight in No Mercy. You don't have that here in AEW Fight Forever. It's only the arena. The cool thing is you can't go up to the stage, and the stage is breakable. You can throw your opponent to the stage, crack the screen, and break the stage up there, and then fight around that area. But that's very limited of what you can do in Falls Count Anywhere. I am hoping that eventually they are going to have something where you can go into the back and we can get some more backstage areas or arenas and things like that, because right now the Falls Count Anywhere match is very fun to do, and I really enjoyed it. I just wish we can go like through the tunnels and go to the backstage, but I understand that's something they're probably going to update later, but I just wanted to point that out when it came to the Falls Count Anywhere matches. Other limitation that they have is the Creation Suite. This is bare bones. To me, look, I am not even a person that creates a lot. That's what my son does. Every time 2K comes around, he makes some awesome things. But with this, it just feels like I've created an enhanced Disney Pixar style character in some ways. And there's only like 12 different hairstyles. There's only about 7 different goatees, and there's only like 7 different facial features. And I'm just like, okay, none of them look like me, really. It's like there's no features, there's no different hair texture. I mean, it's very limited on that. That's something that I wish that they will update. Even when it comes to changing the clothes, it's more like patterns and things like that. Same thing with building the arena. It's more about different patterns and different colors, opposed to different details and different stages and different things you can use to actually create some kinds of arenas. This is things that they will probably update in the future. I don't know how much. I don't know what the plan is for their updates in the future, but these are some of the things, especially for the creators out there. Like, you've seen some crazy creations in wrestling games, and you can't even sit there and blame it that it's not 2K. I'm like, you got Street Fighter 6 that got an awesome creation thing that you can do. There's other games that's not 2K that have creation suites on there. Even the No Mercy creation suite. You know, you can do different things. You can do so much more with it that it's very, very bare bones with it. In the Road to Elite, this is the one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit. So, when you do each block, and sometimes each story, it's designed to do as much playable as you can. However, it's only one slot that you can do. Because if I want to, like, hey, I'm trying to unlock Brody Lee, but I got to go to the 2B block and do the Dark Order storyline, and I missed it, which I did do. Like, and when I say did, I mean I missed it. Now I gotta wait till I'm done block 3 and 4, and then go back again and try over. It's like, well, then you can start a new one. But I'm like, but I'm already halfway there. I don't want to start over. Can I just create another save slot and do another superstar and go in that way and try to? I still do it multiple times, but I just want to have multiple slots to do. It's only one slot, and that's kind of disappointing for me. Also, one of the things in Road to Elite is they have so many interesting activities you can do. I enjoy that you can go out to a restaurant that is in the city that you're in. You can go sightseeing. You can go on press conferences and go to the gym. But along with doing that, when you go to the gym, there are cutscenes, and you really can't be interactive when you go to the gym. That's fine, like a little disappointing. You got to choose your workout, and you pick that workout, and it's the same cutscene over and over again. What eventually is like, it's good for the first couple times, but then you're going to eventually skip it. The same goes for going out to dinner. It's almost the same cutscene with different text. Sometimes you're going to meet some wrestlers that are going to be in there, and they're going to talk to you. And I think that's kind of cool. And you get to try out the newest food that's in that city. And same thing when we go to sightseeing. Like, they got some historic places. Like, when you go to Atlanta, you even go to see the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Atlanta and go to the restaurant and have soul food. I am dead serious.
Did he just quote Martin Luther King?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
I do think those kind of things are cool. I do think that we can have a little bit more interaction with them would have been awesome as well. But one of the things that really irked me, and to the point where I don't know, I can't really excuse this, but when it comes to the DLC, so as you know, the DLC, it dropped FTR day one. That was part of the season pass, or you can go out into either the eShop or the PlayStation Store and just buy the DLC. Same thing with Matt Hardy. I'll get to him in a second. When you get FTR, they're in the game. Dash and Dax are in the game as individuals. I want to do a tag team match, and then Dash is coming out at one entrance and Dax is coming out on the other. Talk about some as members of FTR. I'm like, they're FTR. Why aren't they together? You have to go into the creation suite and make them a tag team. I think that's dumb. I really think you have to go and you have to edit them in there. I mean, they have all this stuff. They have the FTR name. They have the FTR music. They have the FTR finishing move. And you're really going there and create a team. The game only comes with 4 tag teams. 4. So you have to create FTR. And I'm like, as a package, that should already be made in the game already. Same goes for Matt Hardy. So when we got the pre-order bonus, it said that you're going to be getting a Matt Hardy and a broken Matt Hardy. And I was like, okay, two different Matt Hardys, because they're 2 totally different characters. Well, when I got the game, I was like, this is Matt Hardy, but where is broken Matt Hardy? Okay, well, I'll tell you this. You have to go into the creation suite and go to their preset and see that broken Matt Hardy is there. Seriously? That's what you have to do. It's not 2 characters. It's an alternate attire for Matt Hardy. Why can't it be 2 characters? That right there struck a nerve with me. I was like, I shouldn't have to be doing all the extra work for DLC. So, like, when you release tag teams, things like, is this what I've got to do going into the future of uploading? If you're going to give me a tag team, like if you put the Acclaim in the game, you put the Butcher in the Blade because the Bunny is coming, or we finally do get trios, and we got to start making like the House of Black. So if we're doing all this stuff, do you mean tell you're going to give us the characters, but you got to put it together? I don't think that's the way you should do it. My personal opinion. You guys may disagree, but I'm just saying, but right now, I don't find that cool. my final thoughts. We know the DLC is coming up in July for Keith Lee and the Bunny. I do think Keith Lee should already probably be in the game, especially when you have some of the other people in the game. And the Bunny, I honestly don't really care for, but we're getting there. And Hook and Danhausen, I felt as though they should have been there already too, but that's coming out in August. I don't know what's beyond that. I know there's going to be more, but they haven't mentioned it. They haven't built it. I think they're going to wait until I'll build it up even more, but they haven't done that. And it's like I'm really like, it's going to need more characters, some more match types, especially more in the creation suite area. I know I want to come back and review this game in like 6 months and see the improvements from now into 6 months. This reminds me a lot of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I'm a huge fan of that game. I miss it so much. Where when it first came out, it was very bare bones, but what was saving it was the gameplay. Same thing what AEW Fight Forever is doing. And then when we went down the whole, it came out 2019, but then by 2021, that game was a completely different game, and it was one of the best fires that they had when it came out, especially even in 2019. So that is one of the things I was like, yo, I want AEW to be there. Where's the point? You need to go back and review that. The only thing was Power Rangers was only like $20, and that's how it feels like. I'm like asking for $60 or $80 for the Elite Edition of this game, and it's kind of like bare bones like this. You kind of thinking like, damn, it sounds like it's a little bit overcharged, but I mean, it's a personal opinion. You can post out in the comments down below how you guys feel about it if you ever played it. But guys, that is my review for AEW Fight Forever. I recommend it. When it comes to like the difference between the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch, obviously graphics. Off the back, the graphics are more cleaner, more polished, frame rates higher on PS5. It's supposed to be, okay? And the Switch is handheld. I think it looks good in handheld mode and on dock mode. There could be times where the load times may be a little bit longer than it is on the PS5, obviously. But when it comes to the frame rate wise and the gameplay wise, it runs smooth. So I enjoy it, and I do plan on getting it on PS5, like personally for myself, opposed to just playing it, on my friend's PS5. I do personally plan on getting it on PS5 myself because I like having one on my console and one on my Switch on the go. But that is my AEW review. So when it comes to AEW Fight Forever, I'm going to give this thing a 6 out of 10. I feel as though it's a thumbs up game. I recommend you go out there and buy it, especially if you're a fan of the old school wrestling games. I'm just holding off reserve. I'm not going to give it so high of an 8 or a 9 because it can be better. It's fun. It's tons of fun. I'm not trying to sit there and trash the game because it always sucks when you end on the bad stuff. But it's tons of fun, and I recommend you go out there and get it and go and play online, do all that kind of stuff. And I haven't played much online, so that's why I haven't talked much about online. But go out there and do that and enjoy it with your friends. But it can do it. It needs work. I actually put up a poll that you guys can vote on and see how everybody else felt about Fight Forever. And it seems like when it comes to the poll agrees with me. I put up a poll so far on my community tab of what did everybody think about Fight Forever. And we have 8% for All Elite, 8% for It's Fun, 71% said it's fun but needs work, and 12% said I'd rather play No Mercy. Also, I've heard that the PS4 version has just been crashing like crazy, and there's going to be an update coming to fix these crashes. No, I don't think anything else is coming in that update, but there's supposed to be something that's going to fix these crashes for the PS4. I'm not playing on PS4, except I played on the Switch, and the Switch has been fine. So, when I played on PS5, it seemed to be fine. So, it could be a problem with the PS4 version, but I understand that it needs work. So for right now, for what I got, still fun, but it just needs work. That's where I'm going. But post in the comments down below how you guys feel about AEW Fight Forever. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button if you want more wrestling game reviews like this one. This was one of my first ones trying it out like this. Post in the comments down below. So once again, this is NC, the place to be. Channel Trainer Mr. A&D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.